Tabletop junkie, scrolls in hand, stepping through portals to the four nations land. YouTube's flame, now water, earth, air. When he enters the avatar world, better beware. He's on the screen, now he's stepping through a gate into Boss Sing Say with a character to create. Fire nations burning, water tribes move slick, earth kingdoms holding strong, air nomads move quick. Junkie rolls deep with that balance in mind, running avatar legends, every scene well timed. PBTA flow, shot tracking control, tension in the story, he's on a narrative roll. Junkie bending storylines, element in hand, with his crew at the table, taking a stand. Air, water, earth, and flame, playing avatar legends like he's born of the name. On YouTube, the spark ignites, rolls hit heavy like a Sozen fight. Tabletop junkie, let the story unfold. He ain't just watching, he's taking control. From Kiyoshi's rage to Aang's compassion, he weaves player arcs in true avatar fashion. Training with masters, spirit world calls, he's guiding young heroes through rise and falls. He ain't playing, he's flowing like the northern sea, bringing harmony and fire like Roku decree. Every move's a stance, every beat is clean. He's got fans from the foggy swamp to Omashu scene. Let the dice fall like rain in a storm, tabletop junkie in his storytelling form. Balance the world or let chaos start. In this game of legends, he's playing the heart. He's on the screen, now he's stepping through a gate into Boss Sing Say with a character to create. Fire nations burning, water tribes move slick, earth kingdoms holding strong, air nomads move quick. Junkie rolls deep with that balance in mind, running avatar legends, every scene well timed. PBTA flow, shot tracking control, tension in the story, he's on a narrative roll. Junkie bending storylines, element in hand, with his crew at the table, taking a stand. Air, water, earth, and flame, playing avatar legends like he's born of the name. On YouTube, the spark ignites, rolls hit heavy like a Sozen fight. Tabletop junkie, let the story unfold. He ain't just watching, he's taking control. From Kiyoshi's rage to Aang's compassion, he weaves player arcs in true avatar fashion. Training with masters, spirit world calls, he's guiding young heroes through rise and falls. He ain't playing, he's flowing like the northern sea, bringing harmony and fire like Roku decree. Every move's a stance, every beat is clean. He's got fans from the foggy swamp to Omashu scene. Let the dice fall like rain in a storm, tabletop junkie in his storytelling form. Balance the world or let chaos start. In this game of legends, he's playing the heart. Tune in now, hit subscribe, feel the flame. Tabletop junkies living the avatar name. He's got the scrolls, the crew, the vibe. Avatar legends, come join the tribe.
Hello everybody and welcome to an Avatar Legends, Avatar Legends. That's what we're playing. Avatar Legends, the Civil War arc. I am yours truly, Tabletop Junkie, the Overseer, the Madman, the Game Master, and I'm also playing a character tonight, and I'm playing a Firebender known as Funi, who is from the Fire Nation, or at least his father is. Right now he's living with his mother though over in the Northern Water Tribe, because his father thinks that understanding his heritage and culture of both his mother and his father is very well important. But we'll get back to him. Right now, let's get to my players tonight, who are also playing benders of many various elements. Let's go with Tails Knight over here.
Hey guys, I am playing Kavik Sedna, and I am here to prove myself with compassion.
Yes, and he is playing a water tribe from, he's playing a waterbender from the Northern Water Tribe, where he too has probably met Funi a couple times, but Funi is kind of like an outcast. Right now he is currently living in the Northern Water Tribe, and they're kind of discriminatory in a bit. But he is not the only other character in this game. There's one other, Spartacus.
Hi folks, I am Spartacus, and I will be playing an earthbender named Golong. Basically, he's the son of a crime family, and he doesn't agree with what his family's lifestyle. So he has decided to run away from them, and has just kind of been living on his own for the most part. And he's got a cute little companion, a badger mole runt.
That is basically suffering from dwarfism. He's not as big as most badger moles. He's only 2 feet. He's kind of like a baby, sort of. But even as a baby, they still kind of can be about 4 to 6 feet tall. While being on all fours, that's from all fours to shoulder. But he's only 2, so he's not big enough for Golong to ride.
Hence
But
the
he
term,
can still
hence that
earthbend.
he is a runt. Hence that he is a runt.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. All right, so to give a little bit of background about Avatar Legends, Avatar Legends is created by Magpie Games. It is powered by the Apocalypse core system. This is a character-driven game where the GM, there is a GM, but we only tell people to do dice rolls if we think a dice roll is pertinent to the situation or to what is currently happening. We don't really have much, we're not the way I understand how this book works and the system works, we're not really supposed to tell you guys what's, we can tell you what's going on in the scene, but we can't advise you. We're not supposed to advise you how to work it. You're to figure this out on your own. You guys drive the story. So, this is something new for me, given the fact that, I've always said possibilities. You guys can ask questions. Questions are supposed to be somewhat limited, though. Once you get the visual and stuff, it's really up to you how you interact with everybody in the scene. So we will set the scene. We'll set the acts. We'll get there. So this is just kind of new all the way around. I feel like I'm going to have a problem. I feel that Chris is going to have a problem. The only one I don't feel is going to have a problem is going to be Tails. Reason why I say what I say is because I'm kind of like the in-charge guy. Like, I will tell you how the scene is. I will tell you maybe potential possibilities and stuff like that. But in this game, I'm not supposed to do that. I have to back off a little bit. So I'm releasing the controls, and then the problem that I have is Chris has no problem taking the controls as a character, but he has to drive his character too, like a little bit more. Like, I have to relieve the controls of a helicopter and hand them over to Chris, who hasn't flown a helicopter for the first time. So Chris and I have already made jokes. We're either going to crash and burn, and Tails is going to be the only one that makes it out of the story, or not. Our options are bleak. 50-50 here. What do you think, Chris?
Think we probably won't do horrible.
Okay. He's got faith. Thank God. All right. So we are going to begin the story. All right. So we're going to begin the story. And we're going to start off with our first scene where we are each going to describe where we're from, where we're currently at, and why have we traveled to these locations. If anybody would like an example, I will lead. All right. So, my character is Fiyuni. He is a child of the Fire Nation and of the Northern Water Tribe. And I've actually got some cliff notes here. So his father's from the Fire Nation, while his mother is a member of the Northern Water Tribe. His father gave him the name Fiyuni, which means winter love in the culture of the Fire Nation. His father's very much a traditional person who prefers to stick to traditions. His father insists that he learns the cultures and traditions of both nations, however. After a few years of growing up with his father, once Fiyuni reached a certain age, 13, he was sent to live with his mother in the Northern Water Tribe area. Fiyuni didn't really want to go at first to the Northern Water Tribe because as a firebender, he is not going to be well liked. Northern Water Tribe of this time is a little bit discriminatory against the other benders, but they do accept other people, just not living with them. They don't mind trade, they don't mind other things, it's just they too are people of tradition, and they're not really isolationists as much, but they do keep to themselves. His father told him that his goal should be to learn the ways, the style of his mother's people, and practicing and mastering his firebending element with the Northern Water Tribe form. Eventually, as he was practicing with the Northern Water Tribe fighting style, his mother eventually told him that his father truly believed that he was a part of both nations, would eventually help the heritage, which would not only just help his heritage, but also complement the growth of, the traditions of both into him. His father holds him to a high accord, where his mother does not quite hold him to that high accord, as she thinks that is unfair for him to currently, basically puts that much weight on his shoulders. As Fionn, he's been in the wilderness, but he's also been in cities. He's a very caring and shy person, which is weird for a firebender, but it's because he's kind of being thrown into two different cultures that he has to learn. He is playing, the playbook that I'm using for Fionn is the Foundling, which basically actually I have built this entire story around that playbook. So yeah. So he has left. So at 13, he is currently 17 years old. He has lived with his mother the past 4 years, where she teaches him the culture, traditions of the Northern Water Tribe, and the forms that he is supposed to incorporate the forms of the Northern Water Tribe into his firebending, per his father's wishes. He's lived here for 4 years. He actually holds the position of a hunter. However, like Rudolph, nobody really hunts with him. He hunts alone. His mother has actually tried to get him to blend in a little bit, but also make sure that he is well aware of his heritage. So he wears the Northern Water Tribe style garments, but they are mixed of blue with the colors of the Fire Nation. So far, to this present day, he is currently in the Northern Water Tribe, getting ready to take a boat. He is getting ready to set sail, so that way, with a group of traders from the Northern Water Tribe that is traveling to the floating market of Dayu, where there his adventure will begin. Alright, so that is my character. We're going to move on to Tails Knight. Tails, go, take it away.
Okay, so Kavik Sedna is of the Water Tribe, native, and his mother was there. His father had issues, and he is built around the hammer, which is essentially he's like a force in a wall, but he's a very tender soul. So while he enjoys protecting, defending, and fighting, his passion outweighs his his compassion outweighs his passion, I should say. And he is training as he learned the ability to freeze water around his hand, and he is attempting to expand on that ability. So he is out near, I guess, what is that, fjord?
The what?
At this time.
Ah, okay. And you did join the, don't forget to let everyone know, you did join the Northern Water Tribe Academy, where you did hone your skills perfectly as a waterbender, but unfortunately you had a big thing for, it is okay to mention that you had a big thing for the original master of the academy, the original headmaster, who is known as Veshik, who has now been replaced by a guy named called Jean-Pierre.
Ah, yes, the plant of the empire, the royal pain in my loincloth.
There you go. There you go. So with that said, you are getting ready to, so that's where you came from. That's where you're currently living. You're getting ready to head to the floating market of Dayu on the same boat that Fionn is, because you have been called, upon your mother's wishes, you have been called forth before the king to be given a task, because Jean-Pierre will not allow you to graduate as a well-known waterbender of the Northern Water Tribe until you proceed with a task. He has done everything to fail you, but she's gone above his head to see if you get a pass. But the king's going to give you a mission, and you must fulfill that mission.
Well, I'll blow that out of the water then.
Oh, and it does say in your character thing that um that you kept failing the exam, but they think but your mother Meek is concerned that the exam for your skills is rigged. So Jean Pierre's been keeping you down.
Yes,
All right.
the royal pain in my loincloth.
I like that. I like that. Like that thought process there. I guess. Or what's the word I'm looking for? Uh, Analogy. There you go.
Wordsmithery.
Metaphor. There you go. Whatever. All right, we're gonna move on to Sparta Chris now. So Chris, take it away. You're up.
I mean, so I mean, yeah, Go Long is about 17 years old. He is a citizen of the Earth Kingdom. He was, but about 2 years ago, that's when he ran away from his family, and he ended up finding Onyx, the badger mole runt that he saved after its mother abandoned it, and has been raising him ever since. And then at some point, he came under the tutelage of a former uh, Earth Sage named Master Lao Mu, uh, and has been learning underneath him for some time. He has an odd sensation. He or not his sensation, but he has a feeling or with nature and stuff like that. He kind of senses how nature is interacting with and or how the humanity is kind of interacting with nature and how he can feel how nature's hurting when things aren't right, and he wants to try and preserve it and try and protect nature from destruction or from the chaos and imbalance. Um, and yeah, so I mean, that's about it. He's kind of he'll sometimes run errands for his master to kind of just get some goods in the neighboring villages and towns and stuff like that.
All right, fair enough. So to add a little bit stuff to your backstory, you are, in case you forgot to mention, you are using the Destin playbook. So it seems like
Yes.
you have a destiny around you, which is why
I was
you
gonna let
were
that kind
able
of play
to.
out.
Oh well, it's okay to tell everyone a little bit of the backstory. Or at least believed to be a destiny, given the fact that you do have access to the some of the basic, but you have already mastered an advanced earthbending technique.
Yep, I can lava bend.
So, um, originally you were from the Earth Kingdom's capital, Ba Sing Se. That's where your family works out of, as well as Master
Yep.
Lao Mu was also from Ba Sing Se, and but you guys are now both at the floating market of Dayu, and you guys actually both live in a hut of the floating market of Dayu. All right, so as we set sail back to Kavik and Funi, as we begin to set sail, the boat is being loaded right now to go and trade some of their goods that can only be found in the parts of the Northern Water Tribe with the floating market of Dayu. Such as like fish and stuff. Like they can probably get access to some fish, but we actually have different types of fish that actually, flourish in the cold waters of the Northern Water Tribe. But Funi's not really part of the traders. He's just getting passage to head over to Dayu. He does. Kavik and Funi do see each other, as Kavik is actually not part of the traders as well. He too is just heading to out in the world to pass his test. Funi and Kavik is in the same scene while they're waiting for they are boarded the boat to settle in, as that this will take a couple of days just to get to.
I'd like to mischievously shoot my tea at him.
Shoot your what?
Just like float my tea up as a bubble and splash him.
Oh, jeez. And he's he's okay. He's like, he just looks at you, and he's like, "So, you like to play practical jokes?"
I mean, they do say that tea does lead to harmony.
Hmm. I'm sorry, but I know I mean, I know you're part of the Northern Water Tribe, but I don't interact with other people very well, as you can probably tell.
I do not, but now I know apparently.
Ah.
So, what brings you here?
Oh, I've lived here for the past 4 years. Of course, I'm not allowed to join the water bending academy. That's only for water benders. I'm a fire bender, and he shows you by harnessing a little bit of fire in his hand, like just creating it and then sending it away. It's like my mother, though. She's a member of your tribe, and it has been her entire life. She's a water bender. She's been teaching me the forms of the fighting style forms of the Northern Water Tribe. My father, of course, is part of the Fire Nation, and he definitely encourages it.
I I too come from a pretty storied family background myself, mostly raised by my mother, and I like highlight the cool medallion she made me.
I think I've heard about you. Kevik said now your mother's a meek. I heard that she had approached the king because apparently you don't really mesh well with the current headmaster of the Waterbending Academy.
It's not that I don't mesh well. I try to get along with the guy. It's just that the guy, for some reason, doesn't like me. And I've been nice to him. I've been polite. I've held punches back. I've had some aggressive moments behind his back. But I've never outright been overtly rude, mean, or disruptive to him. And he just looks at me and goes, said,
Well, I mean, didn't you have like an idol though? Like how'd you? But remember, the current headmaster, if I remember correctly, wasn't the original headmaster that you were under previously. So is it possible because you like
nah,
the
he
other
wasn't.
headmaster, he just wants to be a dick about it?
I mean, I try to think that people are that childish or pathetic or petty, but like, yeah, physics was cool. He was a great mentor, but positions change. The world, like the water in the oceans, flow through phases and one after the other. Tides rise, tides lower, beaches get refilled. We all learn new things, but he doesn't have to be such a snarky fish about it.
Yeah, that's true. So,
And I'm like, you watch this, watch this, watch this, and then I just like get a little bit of tea off of him with water bending. I'm like, isn't that cool?
well, I've always, waterbending has always fascinated me. Unfortunately, um, my father always makes sure that my mother makes sure that I don't fascinate myself too much with something that doesn't have anything to do with me. Which is weird that I'm living with her, I guess. But I don't know. My father's trying to find me. He says that I should find perfect unity between my two heritages. Being part of both a child product of a Water Tribe member and of a Fire Nation member, and it's difficult because as a Firebender, we're kind of polar opposites. But I'm to try and find a way for my fire to be in unity with the water part. It's just kind of confusing.
That, that
My
does that
dad,
does sound tough because you get too much fire in your water, you burn away the water, you just create steam, and people around it get hurt. You have too much water in your fire, and you just drown out the fire, and people get cold in the night. You have to have that right balance. So that must be tough.
what's even more tough is, when I was living with my dad, after I was born, my mom went and stayed over in the Fire Nation for a little bit, but she never really felt quite at home there, um, given who we are. So she came back here. She allowed my dad to raise me, but of course, my dad said, it was a mutual agreement. So she left me with my father till I was about 13. I went to firebending. I went to a school of the Fire Nation. I did go to a nice place where I was able to harness my firebending, but my dad did not want me to spend a lot of time doing that. He wanted me to learn the basic sets of firebending to basically, use it, manipulate it, do what just the basic stuff, and then he said you're not going to learn the advanced stuff of firebending because being part of the Fire Nation is not who you are entirely. You are only half of that. You need to understand the other half. So after 13, he sent me to live here.
That is interesting. I mean,
My dad's
on the
kind
plus
of
side,
my dad's kind of a strict man on traditions.
yeah. But on the plus side, fire and water, that's pretty cool. You ever seen it down in like the deep sea? There's parts where like
No.
parts of the earth that like spew heat to the water, and I haven't seen it myself, but people tell me that you can see it creating both earth and steam at like an incredible rate, and I think it's fascinating. It's part of the reason I want to travel the world.
Oh, nice. Well, if you need a companion, I'm traveling too. I hear we're going to the floating market of Dayu for trading, so decided to head out. Get out a little bit. My mother wants me to get out of the water tribe and see if I can make some friends.
I can get a password.
Here pretty soon.
Equally interested.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying I'm equally interested in hitting the trading market and seeing what's there for other cultures and peoples and maybe things to help us along the way. Or me along the way. But us now, you know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying. Me, I'm actually probably heading there and then heading straight to the Fire Nation. Probably see my dad again. But my mom told me to make sure to take my time getting back, as that my dad would want me to take my time and make sure I. Yeah, he's very strict on my education.
So, like, what kind of things can you do as a firebender? Like, I'm curious, like, how does that work? Because, water's dense, people can touch it and play with it, but fire, you have to, like, stay at a distance because most people that doesn't feel good with. So, like, how does that work with you?
Well, I've been mostly alone. I hold the position hunter among our water tribe. So I was able to get a job here, but unfortunately, I have to hunt alone, which is very dangerous for the wild polar bear dogs and stuff like that, and the seal elephants and stuff like that, and the koi fish. So I've actually studied your guys' techniques on fishing and spear fishing, so I'm actually pretty handy with the spear as well. Well, for spear fishing, but not fighting. I just know a few things. But as far as firebending, unfortunately, my mom says I shouldn't be showing off because the water tribe frowns on that. My dad says I shouldn't be showing off because I'm special. So great for that.
So,
and then of course if I do show off, they're both disappointed in me. So I think that's the one thing those two agreed on.
So how do you train?
Very difficult. very, very difficult. I haven't quite mastered my breathing yet. Here, let me see if I can try and find something that I can show you on breathing. He's gonna take like a stick, like there's a stick, like something that was just probably fallen from a tree, and he puts it down in front of his face, and he takes in a deep breath, and he lets it out, like he takes it in through his nose, lets it out through his mouth, and this is a very hard technique, as that this would require focus to do. So I got a -1 to focus, so let's see here. Oh, crap. I got 2 1s, which is a colossal failure. So you see him taking a deep breath, and he's like... And all you see is his cold, like, his breath just into the wind, and he's like, oh, well, as you can see, not a very good firebender.
I can do that trick too, and then he picks it up and he, like, copies the failure to, like, make him look less alone.
Give me two. Actually, I'm gonna make one better. Give me a creativity roll to this. It's gonna be
Right.
2d6s, and you add your creativity, which is a +1.
Okay. 4, 9, 10.
You got a 10?
Yep, I got 4 or 5 and then the +1.
Oh, wow. So you froze the stick.
I just like shake it really quick. Like you didn't see that part.
Unfortunately, I'm not going to allow that. You were too good. He saw it, and he's just like, yeah, right. I didn't totally didn't see you freeze the stick. Instead of I couldn't catch it. Oh, okay,
Huh.
I'm good. He's a little annoyed.
I'm just like, huh? Maybe I'm sick. Maybe I caught a cold. I chew and I can throw the stick like way overboard, like into the water.
All of a sudden, you guys hear, all aboard! We're getting ready to head to the floating market. Boys, you guys are not really part of this trading merchant, so you guys need to go below deck, both of you. And stay out of
Okay,
trouble down
that's
there.
fair.
So, as you guys both go below deck and begin to set sail, you guys actually spend about 2 days before you make it to the floating market of Dayu. However, before we fast forward to 2 days, we are going to go straight to Golong. Golong is currently already living at the floating market of Dayu with his master, with his current caretaker and master, Master Laomu, who is a former Earth Sage that exiled himself from Ba Sing Se, that which is where he's from, because he could not stand for the militarization monarchy that was growing in Ba Sing Se. He didn't agree with the politics, and so therefore he left. Meanwhile, currently, he is with Master Lamu studying the forms of earthbending without actually any earthbending. And they're doing so in silence for about a good couple hours. And he goes, "Go long. Have you finished your chores for the day?
Yes, master.
And your homework?
Yes, master.
All right. And have you fed Onyx?
Fed him this morning.
Fed him this morning? Did he have his lunch?"
Not yet.
And all of a sudden you feel something underneath your feet, and like a mound just of earth just formed underneath your feet, and you kind of like trip. And he's like, "Well, you didn't do your homework so good. You didn't see that, did you?"
I felt that. Golong says while at the same time blushing and reaching over to pet Onyx as he came out of the mound.
Come on, my boy. You are a. I'll tell you what. You've been living here for a little bit, and you are definitely still don't have a sense of humor. Here, let's have some tea.
Well, if you had my sort of family, would you want to have a sense of humor?
Everyone has to have a sense of humor, regardless of family. A sense of humor is who makes you are. See me, my family. I have. He starts going quiet a little bit as he starts remembering his family. He's like, unfortunately, an old timer like me has nothing but a sense of humor. For that, my family's gone due to the fact that I didn't have any children. I devoted myself to the Earth Kingdom just for it to turn out the way it was.
Didn't you have sisters or brothers?
I did not. I was an only child. But I did have a mother and father.
That's unfortunate.
It is.
But what would be worse is to have no family, or to have a family that are monsters.
You focus so much on where you come from. You are not looking at where you're going. For instance, you're worrying about your family who you have not heard or seen for quite some time now. And you have been studying earthbending with me. Although I will admit, there's a certain peculiar or spirituality to you. Once again, you have not had any communication with your family as far as you know. They don't know that you're here, and you've been studying earthbending with me. Regardless of which, you are looking to the past, where you are not looking to the future. For instance, look at what you have achieved so far. Your earthbending is really good. You could be considered one of the best earthbenders when you reach my age. Or the best earthbender when you reach my age. Not one, the best. If you reach my age. You could be considered one now.
I'm a bit worried about, I don't know, one day maybe running into one of my siblings. I know that they're still out there.
Yes. Unfortunately,
I suspect that they're even working with the Earth King a little bit.
Earth King or General Nog, unfortunately, due to the civil war that is erupting between King Feishan and General Nog, with that civil war, I'm not sure if anybody really notices that you're missing. If they did, they would have probably came looking for you by now.
I thought you said the fighting hasn't started yet. It's just tension. I mean, I can definitely feel the tension. It's all around us.
Fighting, tension, pretty much the same thing right now. There's some squabbles here and there with a little bit of fighting, nothing major. Maybe a few injured Earth King, Earth Nation, Earth Nation citizens, but there is fighting. There is tension. But once again, you're looking at back at Ba Sing Se, which you are not at. You did not you have yet to mention of you leaving Ba Sing Se, looking towards the fact you met a animal companion, Badger Mole, who is also a runt, but very cute little guy. And the fact that you've met me, you're not looking at where you're going, my son. You need to have patience. Patience?
Maybe,
Is that
Master.
right? Maybe I'm losing my mind at this time. Who knows?
But
92 years old is a ripe old age for a man.
yeah, 92 and still looking at the women like they're some kind of sex item.
Oh, you see that, don't you?
Sir,
I do not.
Master, last time we went to the market, you got slapped by a young maiden who caught you trying to look up her dress.
Once again, was not looking up her dress. I could have swore I saw a bee fly in that direction.
Master, when you send a rock that causes a woman's dress to kind of fly up, yeah.
Okay. Oh. He suddenly breathes and laughs, and all of a sudden you find yourself buried all the way up to your neck as he turned the ground underneath you into quicksand.
Can I counter that?
You can try. Give me, if you're going to try and do a counter, I'm going to make you do a creativity roll for that one.
All right, just 2 die.
Just 2 die.
6.
Plus 1, that's 7. Unfortunately, I actually got an 11. So it was good enough. So nope, you did not counter. You didn't even see it coming.
Master.
This is why I tell you don't pick fights that you can't handle. You may be a good earthbender and an earthbender prodigy, but
then why don't
remember,
you
I am still your superior.
Then why don't you listen to your own wisdom before you end up getting knocked upside the head again?
I listen to a lot of wisdom, my son. But at my age, modesty's just not one of them. And
obviously
he taps the ground, and you find yourself floating up to the top.
I brush off the dirt and sand and everything, and then I bend down and I pick up Onyx and just kind of pet his head a little bit and says, "Come on, buddy, let's go get you something to eat."
That little kid, I tell you. Good earthbender, though, but needs to learn to pick his fights wisely. All right. So about 2 days later, you continue your normal routine for about 2 days. And suddenly a boat comes in. There are many boats that are coming in, actually. As the Water Tribe boat, Northern Water Tribe boat comes in, they see boats that are tied together in clusters, creating a maze of stalls. Banners and lanterns strung above the water. Merchants shout deals and sells many types of wares. The smell of fried dumplings, roasted roasted fish, and herbal medicines. Those who enter Now, Go Long probably hears people shouting as well because you guys are just outside the market on dry land because this is actually around a river. One merchant shouts, "Cabbages! Get your fresh cabbages! Best cabbages in all of the Earth Kingdom!" There's boats, huts, docks and areas that show performers dancing, fortune tellers competing for coin among the tourists. So, as the boat stops, everyone unloads and begins taking stuff off the boat as Kavik and Funi actually departs. So, I think this is where we go our separate ways. Which way are you heading?
I guess I'm heading more towards the water, the southern water.
You're currently on a dock, so yeah, you're around all the water, but or
Oh, I
you
thought you
heading...
meant in general. I'm thinking you meant like on the island.
No,
My
no,
bad.
like where would your character go after? Like he's just asking where you're kind of going. Like like do you have a destination?
Kind of want to go see what they have for fabrics, textiles, and stuff. You never know what kind of clothes you might need to make for each environment you go through. You know.
Fair enough. And you do have a little bit of money. Your mom made sure you had some money on you. All right, fair enough. I'm kind of just gonna head over to the dry land part and probably get ready to see where I go from here. You take it easy, all right?
Yeah, you stay safe and good luck with your stick trick. I hope you can perfect it next time I see you.
Everyone's a critic. And he departs. So you are actually around all the boats and merchants between dry land. You do actually see yourself coming off of one dock and onto another. And even some of the, like, it even looks like part of this town is built on the water itself. Like, it's not just the dock. It's like there's even a floating house. And you do manage to come across some nice Earth Kingdom fabrics and Earth Kingdom styles. Like they have this nice jade. They have like jade, like how your outfit is on Kavik in your picture there. You found some versions of that, but it's like the green jade colors of the Earth Kingdom.
Okay. I kind of just stare, just like, guess they're not as different as I was expecting. Oh well, and like just like scurry off.
Fair enough. So, as you go through all of that, Funi actually makes it to the edge. Like, as you're going through the floating market of Dayu, Funi makes it to the edge and off the water where he actually finds an area where he can set up camp. And he takes off his bag. He did bring a backpack with, like, a rolled up, literally what looks to be just like a blanket with a few things that he used as a stick and post that and like he just puts down these blankets. It's like 3 of them in pieces, and he made his own homemade tent. And it is possible that Go Long could be seeing this.
Yeah, I'm probably with Onyx following me behind.
Oh,
I'll
Onyx
probably
didn't
be
follow you
heading
behind. Onyx went inside the tent. He's smelling a new smell.
Onyx, get back here now!
Oh,
And Golan runs after him and says, "I'm sorry."
oh, no, that's fine. He's kind of small to be a badger mole. I've read about them.
He's a runt. He was abandoned by his mother.
Oh, that's sad. Can't imagine what it would be like if I was ever abandoned by any of my family members.
Yeah, it's definitely wouldn't be easy.
So, are you one of the merchants, or does your family work in this market, or like do you?
It's just me and my earthbending master. We're just loading in the town.
Ah, okay. That's interesting. Well, it's nice to meet you. My name is Funi, and I'm from the Northern Water Tribe.
Go along, and this little guy is Onyx.
It's nice to meet you, Onyx. Go along. You guys have a great day, all right?
You too, and Go along would give a little bow of his head and then pick up Onyx, who was nibbling at one of Funi's food rations and quickly leave.
One of the things I do want to ask everybody is, can you pick one trait about you that you can mention to our audience right now that you think would stand out from a huge crowd of people?
I think it would be the fact that I have the moonstone amulet from my mom carved in the shape of the moon, just kind of dangling there on my chest.
Fair enough.
Just the badger mole, the tiny badger mole that follows me around.
All right. And one thing that I think Funi is the fact that he is wearing Northern Water Tribe garments, but in the colors of both the Water Tribe and the Fire Nation. All right. So now that that has been mentioned, it is so let me see how we're going to proceed here. Let's take a about a 5-10 minute break. We'll be right back. Let's make it 5 minutes. Let's use the restroom, get something to drink. I gotta wet my whistle a little bit before we move on. And by whistle, I mean throat. And then we'll go from there. All right, we'll be back in 5 minutes. And we're back from our break. Here we go. We're going to get into the next part. All right, so the sun begins to set, and we're going to cut to a scene with Kavik. Or Kevna?
Kavik.
Kavik, I was right. All right, Kavik Sedna. All right, Kavik, you are currently in the floating market of Dayu itself. There is a place that does offer people to stay. What they do is it's like a floating inn. It's 2 floors high. On the second floor, and you can feel the inn floating, rocking back and forth.
It feels like home. Sweet.
So you do enter, and there is a girl there, a young girl, roughly about 22 years of age, and she's got red hair, blue eyes, and she looks at you and says, "Oh, are you looking to book a room for the night?"
Hoping to book a room before I close the night, but yeah, we can start there.
Oh, well, I mean, what do you mean before you close the night? It's nighttime, and people gotta sleep.
Well, I've just heard that foreign lands have their own ways and things, and I know sometimes monks like to train before they go to bed, so I was hoping to maybe find one of those around here.
Huh. Here in Dayu? No, unfortunately not. You might be looking at more like either at Ba Sing Se or Omashu for that type of level of, you know,
And he sort of
tourism,
just
I guess.
busts up laughing like obnoxiously. He's like, "Pardon me, I'm just a hillbilly from the waters. Okay, I'll get a room."
All right. She tells you the charge, and you pay her with the coins. And she says, "Follow me." And she takes you up a flight of stairs, and you go to the 4th door, and she opens it. It's 4th door on the right hand side, and she opens it up, and inside is a bed, a place where you could take a bath, and of course there is light in there, such as candles and lanterns. She's like, "If you need
Okay,
anything, please let us know."
thank you for the accommodations.
Yeah, you were very welcome. Of course, you did pay for them. And
Hmm.
so she shuts the door and heads back down.
Okay, yeah, then he would just probably just get his effects ready for the night, clean up a little bit before bed, and then rest.
So as you're doing that, you do hear a little bit of rustling sound outside your door, but you didn't. The rustling sound eventually stopped somewhat in the middle of the night.
Like someone was trying to get in rustling, or like something was like running around the building rustling.
It's just someone running around the building.
I'd ignore it on the first night, but if it persists or got louder, yeah, I'd probably look into it.
All right. So afterwards, we cut over to Funi, who is currently doing some. The cricket is joining your show. Yeah, there's a cricket outside my front door. It's pissing me off. So anyway, Funi's actually getting ready to do some night fishing, and he has got his. He did get like a small kit, like a small, like spear that he's been carrying with him, and he is going to see how well he's doing at fishing. This would be this is just we're just gonna give I'm gonna make it a passion roll. Like it's just something where he's gonna fish and just see if he can do it. May not get a fish, may get a fish. It's just gonna be a luck roll, so it'll be a passion roll. My passion is 0. And I got an 11, so I totally got some fish. So he went in, he threw the spear in, and he managed to get 2 fish as he fell in, and he is soaked head to toe. But he manages
Oh
to get
no.
back, and he does change out. He hangs up his clothes. He makes a line in a tree. He hangs up his clothes so that way they could dry by morning, and he puts on his some fresh clothes, more cooler because he notices it's a little warm in Dayu than it is the the Northern Water Tribe, and he cooks his food for the night. Go Long is currently at his hut. Go Long would have easily have noticed that the tent is not far from your guys' hut at all. It's kind of in the floating market, but you What is Golong doing at this time?
First off, trying to keep Onyx from sneaking back into the tent again, and
I'm gonna make a
after
roll.
collect.
I'm gonna make a roll for that. So Onyx uses earthbending and punches a hole in the wall of the hut and walks out, and you notice
Onyx!
that he's just walking out there, and he's making his way to the tent as he sniffs the food, and he's like, "Oh, you again."
Golong comes running back in. Sorry, he is a bit adventurous himself.
Oh, it's all good.
I think I babied him too much, taking care of him.
Oh, it's all good. He's just a curious little creature. Do they eat fish?
I mean, sometimes he'll nibble on some fish or whatever whenever I come back from the market.
So, Funi takes out a small handkerchief and he puts some fish on it and he offers it to Onyx. He's like, "Would you like some? I managed to caught a little extra tonight."
Yeah, well, I guess Onyx would take it.
You mean Golong?
Oh, I thought you were talking to Onyx.
No. He put it down in front of Onyx, assuming Onyx would just eat it, but he's offering you some fish too.
Oh, well, thank you very much. But I have some food cooking right now back at the at our hut, which that is where we should be, Onyx. And
All right.
he just looks down at Onyx, who obviously Onyx can't see because he's obviously blind, being a badgermole and
Yep.
everything.
Yes, they see by seismic sense the vibrations in the ground, which is probably why he came out. He could smell the food, and with the fire being on, I imagine it would give off a little vibration, popping, crackling on some wood, or depending on what type of wood, because you know how some wood crackles and vibrates a little bit depending on what kind of wood it is, because it's got like sap and stuff in it. I imagine it's from something like that.
Trapped water and stuff like that. But
Yep.
it's probably mostly just tracking by the smell of the fire, and also by the smell of the food that's cooking. But Golong kind of taps his foot on the ground a little bit to kind of signal it's time to go.
All right. So you guys walk away and head back to the hut.
And also Golong does some earthbending to repair the hole in the wall.
All right. I'm not gonna make you roll for that. So you do a little bit of earthbending, and suddenly this like the part of the earth shifts and moves, and you repair the hole by bringing some of it up. And of course, outside it too is also fire that was made by Master Lamu, who just got done boiling some tea. And he says, "Making friends, my boy."
He's just passing through. He's just kind of here for now to as he's yeah.
You know what they say about friends, don't you? Friends are just strangers you haven't met yet.
I doubt I'm gonna meet him long enough, or I doubt he'll be around long enough to be a friend.
You still just not looking at so many possibilities. Did he say he was passing through, or did he mention how long he was going to be in passing through?
He never mentioned.
But then I would guess you would never ask. Or you
No,
never
I
thought
didn't.
to ask. Oh, there you go. Still looking towards the past, becoming short-sightedness for the future. The bliss of being young again. But boy, there is we got some hot bread here and some stuff, and some tea. Why don't you have some? And Onyx has his unusual.
A bowl of worms and maggots.
And plus, with whatever he had for that, he did take some of that fish. I'm sorry. I'm gonna make sure he takes some fish.
And when Master Lamu's not looking, he takes some of his food.
Absolutely. All of a sudden, you guys are approached by three men and say, "Hey, old man, care to share some with some of the poor people of Dayu?"
Golong just simply is eating his food, but he looks over at his master to see what he would do.
poor people have died, you say, but yet you didn't ask properly. You did not say please. Okay. Would you please hand over some of your food? Master Lao
Golong
looks
kind of
at the three and he goes, some. Are you asking for some?
Golam leans over and whispers to his master, Master, don't these people work for the local governor?
No. They're just scum. People think that they can take from other who's worked hard for their food.
Isn't
You
it the
should-
same thing?
You should learn to see right through deception there, Golong. Remember that. The guy smiles. He's like, he might be right. But this, we're hungry, and we just are asking for some. Enough for us three. I'll tell you what. If you can beat this boy in a fighting match, 3 against 1, I'll give you everything here.
Master.
Have faith, my son. Have faith. You know your training. Use it well.
Golong just takes a deep breath and lets it out slowly and nods and says, Yes, Master.
All right. So, you get ready to ready your stance. They're ready theirs, and I'm going to let you make the first move. What will you do?
Oh, trying to think of what I would do.
Well, your character has a couple fighting techniques. Lava Star, Shield Wall, of course, and he has Anticipate, which basically allows Golong, through quick observation, can see what brings the enemy's momentum, which will allow you to basically anticipate attacks and defenses it gives you a little bit of an edge. If you would like to know more about that on a mechanical level, let me see here. You are a destined character. I believe that is part of your actual playbook. So let me get to your playbook real quick. Not that one. Not that one. You're in the Wishing. The Wan Shi Tong book. There we go. Destined. So, let me see here. Anticipation is an actual technique. Okay, so you study a nearby foe to learn where their momentum will take them next. You declare the approach they are tending towards. And the next exchange, that foe must use that approach or mark a condition. So their basic approach to you is intimidation, which they will have to continue to do. If not, then they will have to mark a condition if they do not wish to keep going. If you would like to use that to force them to keep coming at you, and which will actually make their moves predictable. Technically, that would make them predictable. You go ahead and roll your harmony, which you have a +2 on.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right.
So I rolled 8, so that goes up to 10.
Oh wow. Okay, so that is that would be considered what you can consider as a critical success. So they must continue with their intimidation and show a force. So with that, there's actually something on that. Let me see here. Oh wow. Okay, they have to roll their passion, and they have to beat you at a 10. If not, yeah. I only got a 9. They are like, you know what? We're not here to fight, kids. We're gonna leave, and they begin running away.
Golong just rolls his eyes and just like cowards, and under his breath, and then sits back down with his master.
Now you see, my son, why I chose you to fight them. They didn't come here looking for a fight, and they didn't expect you to stand up to them the way that you did and stand your ground. Remember, Go Long, you must always stand your ground in a fight. Never weary, and your enemy will come to you.
Yes, master.
So Funi actually did watch this from afar, and he did see what was going on. And he's like, looks like I must be on my guard tonight. Staying out here in the open will be kind of dangerous. Okay, so with that said, the night has closed and it is currently morning as the sun begins to rise. Kavik begins to wake, and as he wakes and prepares himself for the day, basically just getting out of bed, he did notice that there is a piece of parchment on his floor. Call him the sandpiper. Tails, did you walk away?
No, he said he's back. He said he walked away for just a moment but he said he's back.
Did he?
He's got himself muted.
Yeah, Tails, you're oh, there he goes.
I'm right here. Yeah. No, I was just
okay. Yep. So, what do you see with the paper on him, or the parchment on the floor?
Wait, that's me who sees the parchment on the floor?
Yeah. I said Kavik awoke with parchment on the floor. First thing you notice as soon as you open your eyes.
Oh, okay. I thought you said fairy dude. What's his name?
No.
Okay, well, yeah. So I go over there and I just like kind of groggishly yawn and rub my eyes and like pick it up to examine it and like see what's on the paper.
It is a person asking you to meet. It is a person that's asking you to meet them at the Jade Lotus Tea House tonight at sunset.
The Jade Lotus Tea House today at sunset. Okay, I guess I'll ask around town about the tea house.
All right.
He's got a date.
Maybe see about its like dealings or history or things that might go on or the crowd and stuff like that. Get a feel for the place. Maybe find a pair of gloves.
All right. So what's your morning routine after? Because you just woke up, you see all that. So your plan is to ask everybody about the Jade Lotus Tea House in town. But like, what's your morning routine, or do you just jump up, put on your clothes, and run out?
His morning routine is usually get up. Because how he was raised, presentation is important. So typically clean himself up, clean his hair up, oil it, slick it back, put it in a ponytail, put it up so it's out of the way, and then go train somewhere. And then after he's done maybe an hour of water bending just by the sea or something, go and then like talk to the town, see what's going on with the folks, get a feel for the area, understand what's going on, and occasionally say there's like a scuffle or something, maybe get involved if it can't resolve itself.
All right. So, as you get up and you walk out to ask about the Jade Lotus Tea House, you are directed to this house that's a little bit on dry land, and you do see people come in and out, and they offer tea, many different versions of tea.
Okay.
All right. It only took you a couple hours to do that. So between getting dressed and even running out and asking around town, but there is you don't see anything as far as scuffling. There's people out there trying to sell their wares, and one particularly that stands out to you is cabbages. Get your cabbages, fresh cabbages in all the Earth Kingdom.
They must be related. Poor guys.
I had to have a cabbage guy. I'm sorry.
I knew at the moment I heard cabbage and port, this was going to happen.
This is the second time I permitted the cabbage guy, and he managed to make it through that scene. Let's see if we make it through this one. All right. So as you do that, Funi actually wakes up and he gets dressed. He's gonna go find himself some breakfast. See if he's gonna take his little shot at fishing again. And he did manage to catch a fish without getting wet this time. Meanwhile, Funy's actually just drying off his clothes before he gets ready to. He doesn't know where he's heading off next, so this is what he pretty much does all morning. Meanwhile, Go Long is chasing around Onyx. I rolled a 10. He busted a hole in the door again.
Onyx, if you do that again, Master Lamu is going to be angry.
Oh, nonsense. He's just an adolescent, just coming into his own. What is there really angry about?
So, yeah. Golong goes chasing after Onyx and catches him as he's trying to sneak his way into the market.
Oh, he didn't sneak his way into the market. He snuck his way into my tent. There is something
Again.
about Funi he likes. And there might be something sweet on Funi that even Funi doesn't know. He's like, looking for
Maybe
your
it says
badger mole.
Maybe it's his mother's mother's perfume that's still on his clothes.
Maybe, who knows? Funi. Funi's never been to this side of town yet, or this side of the world yet. He's like,
Yeah, he snuck out again. Left a gaping hole in the hut, and he points over, and from the ground to the roof, there's a gaping hole in the hut.
yeah, I can kind of see that. I watched him as that rock flew. Badger moles are said to be the original earthbenders of the world, huh?
Yeah, the earliest earthbenders were taught by them. Some of the earliest earthbenders, for example, of Oma and Shu.
Ah. Well, if you, he just probably wants a little bit of fish. He gives him a little bit of his fish again. He's like, I'm sorry, I hope I don't spoil the poor guy for you. But I find him to be very,
I spoil him enough.
I just find him to be very fascinating.
He is an interesting little guy.
Fair enough. He's just a curious little thing. But of course, here you go. If you want to just come over and talk sometime, I'm over here. I'm here to meet new people.
Why are you here?
Well, I'm actually supposedly traveling home.
Where's that?
The Fire Nation.
Kind of the Fire Nation. And he kind of looks over your clothes. Golong looks over your clothes, and he's just like, you kind of look like you're dressed up like a waterbender.
Northern Water Tribe. That's where my mom's from. I've been living there since I was 13. But before that, I was living with my father over the Fire Nation. He's a firebender of the Fire Nation. My mom's a waterbender of the Water Tribe. Unfortunately, I got firebending, but my dad sent me to live with her to understand my heritage of both the Northern Water Tribe and my heritage with the Fire Nation, such as our customs and traditions. I'm to learn both of them before returning home. I think I'm just gonna go for a visit. My mom wanted me to get out and see the world a little bit, and I asked her where I should go, and she didn't really help me out much with that.
You should be careful being here in the Earth Kingdom. There's trouble brewing. One of the generals of the armies is struggling against the Earth King over the throne.
Huh. I guess it didn't really dawn on me. I didn't really keep up with the world's current affairs.
Just be careful and stay away from major cities.
Doing my best. Like I said, just traveling home. Suddenly, you both are approached by a man dressed in Earth Kingdom clothing that's actually green and jade. Well, jade is a form of green, but like green and dark green. And he's roughly about in his mid to late 40s. He has a golden dragon on it, and he goes, "Hello, may I speak with you, gentlemen?" Funi looks at you, and what do you do?
Well, I mean, I would probably say that I would probably recognize him because, after all, being from Bossing Say and being raised um amongst in that area and everything, I would kind of know who's who in the upper ring. But I'm going to try and keep that under wraps. Uh,
Let me see if you
because
really do have that. We're going to give you, you're going to assess the situation with this guy, which is a creativity roll. You have to get 7 or 9. And then if you get a 10 plus, I will give you additional information that you could possibly have if you get a 10 plus. Your creativity is a plus
plus
1, so you
one,
do have a good chance. So go ahead and roll 2d6.
I got an 8.
You got an 8.
Well,
That is a
8 altogether, 7, and I rolled and plus 1.
Oh yeah, I assume that's what it was. Still, that's still 7 to 9 is a regular success. So you do know him. You do have that
Minister
information,
Zen.
and minister, you know him as Minister Zen. And you know him as a diplomat. And if you want any additional information, you can ask me one question. So mark that down somewhere, and let me know when that. We're gonna mark that down at the end, and then I'm gonna put it also on your character sheet, both online as well. That you do get one question regarding Minister Zen. If there's anything that you can ask at any given time, any session that he is present in, well, I would say that his information would be pertinent in. He may not have to be present in the scene or in that session at all. But you do get one question for it. So he does approach you, and he says, "Well, my name." Go ahead.
I try and like avoid eye contact and kind of take a step back and try and seem unassuming, or to make sure to see if he to try and avoid from catching his eye, because I want to avoid any attention from any higher authorities or anything of that nature.
Fair enough. All right. So he does approach and bow, and he says, "My name is Minister Zen, and I'd like to invite both of you to the Jade Lotus Tea House tonight at sunset. I may have something where I may have a job that I need someone to perform for payment, of course. Do you accept?"
Go Long kind of just looks over at out of the corner of his eye, looks over at his hut to try and see if his master's nearby. Um, I don't know. I normally is helping my elderly grandfather. Uh, he's very old. He's and needs a lot of help.
Oh, I do understand, and I can understand that. I'm just in need of just some work here, which I can't share out in the open, and I would really like it if you accepted. Um, so I did get a 9 on that roll when I said that, and the man actually gives you he drops at your feet a sack of some coins that you know that you and your master can use. And he's like, "That is yours. All you have to do is show up tonight. And if you
Go
don't
Long
show up,"
just
he's like, "if you don't show up, don't even worry about returning it. It is yours whether you show up or not. I just would like you, if you could help. I really do need your help."
Golan reaches down, opens up the sack, and is just amazed at the amount of coin and even and some rubies stashed in the bag. And
Yeah,
looks up at him,
he really doted on you.
And he's just like, I'll think about it.
Give me a passion roll.
Seven.
7. All right. If you want to stick with I think about it and you don't want to change your answer to yes, I will allow that under the exception that you are going to, let me see here. This will either be a condition that you will be marked with for the next 24 in-game hours. Give me one second. I don't know if it'll be a condition or if I want to just have you mark off. If you want, you can mark off a fatigue, which you have 5 of those. After you reach 5, your character has to concede out of the session for the remaining part of the session. But we're near the end anyway, so you can just take a fatigue, which will be cleared by next session.
So either I concede and say I will show up, I take a fatigue, or I take a consequence.
A condition. They don't use consequence. Yeah, condition, okay. Which means which could be a number of things, which will give you bonuses and negatives to your rolls for the next in-game session. The fatigue will be gone by the next session, so you're probably more better off to take that because you don't even have to mark that anywhere because it'll be gone by next session anyway. The condition probably, because we're at the end, would still be in the next session, but
I'll stick with the maybe talk it over with my master and take the fatigue.
The fatigue, okay, that would be your best choice. Honestly, given this here, I would just keep it between the 2 choices of change your answer or take a fatigue, which is fine. So you take a fatigue, all right, and which is only 1, so it's not bad. So you do. He's like, I understand. I leave you in peace, and he walks away from you.
What is my mind just went blank. God dang it. Funy do in that situation?
He's not quite for sure. He's like, well, I mean, I guess I could use the money. And he looks like he already offered you some. Are you sure you don't want to go? Or...
like I said, there's a lot of instability in the Earth Kingdom right now. So anyone from the government, and he looks back at Minister Zen, it's all you see is Minister Zen.
All you're seeing is Minister Zen walking away in the distance.
It's best to just be wary.
Fair enough. Well, the world's dangerous as is. I mean, even in the northern water tribes, when going out, when going out in the wilderness to hunt, you always had to be worried about those polar bear dogs, wild polar bear dogs, or any animal that can eat you.
Yeah, there's the platypus bears that you gotta watch out here.
I think I'm go check it out. I mean, I could use the coin, and go from there. He said the Jade Lotus Tea House, so I'll probably head there tonight. But right now, I've got some things I gotta get to.
Same, and he taps his foot on the ground and to signal to Onyx to follow.
Yep. And you guys go off, and we are going to stop the session right there. So, did you guys have any fun?
Not too bad. It's different, so it'll be something to get used to.
I had fun.
Oh yeah. I will say it is taking some time to getting used to, because I don't know where if I was to run Castle and Crusades, I would be more confident in what I tell you guys, and describing the scenes and stuff is cool. It's just knowing what to roll when a roll is, and it's like this is not a heavy mechanic game, so knowing when to roll, you don't make rolls for everything. So knowing when to roll is a challenge to me. All right, so to wrap this up, I'm not gonna say we really had any character advancements yet. So there is some what you call advancement questions. that we do go through, but I don't think we should go through this session. So instead, I'd like to go around the table and I want everyone to say one nice thing about each character, including your own, something or one positive thing that you notice about your character as you're getting into him, as well as the other two. I'll kind of show up. I do like the fact that so we haven't really got into center shifting, which is basically I don't think anything's really happened this whole session. So center shifting is your principles. Okay, everyone's got two separate different principles. I don't think we have to worry about that, so we're not gonna go that route. So I'm gonna go around the table and mention one positive thing or something about your character that I noticed that stood out in this session that I definitely want to like just mention. So for Funi, I definitely do want to see him to get ready to use some firebending. How, because I know I didn't get a chance to do much of it this round. Of course, I did fail that one roll. I do find it interesting that because I failed that roll, I'm going to say I find it interesting. He doesn't seem like your normal firebender. And when I was getting into him, I was kind of just winging it the whole time. I didn't know how I had this plan. He was kind of going to be, I originally had him planned to be in kind of a not overconfident, but a confident show off. And something like that. But then when I read his demeanor that I originally had, it was caring and shy. And I think because I failed that role, I really much went into his demeanor pretty hard. I did like that. And I think that's the most positive thing about that. His shyness, I think, is going to be the reason we're not going to see a lot of firebending out of him, or what you would consider normal firebending that we would see out of all the other ones. Go Long, I do like the fact that he's keeping his past secret. And Chris, you really are playing hard in the fact that he keeps looking back and not forward in life. Like, he's not concerned about the future. He is concerned about where he came from. And I do actually think you have capitalized on that, and you've done a wonderful job with that character in that regard. That was definitely when I was playing Master Lamu and we were interacting in a few things. I'm trying to play, I did not expect you to go with the perverted usual Master Roshi.
You said that you modeled him after that, so
I kind of did, or at least I kind of wanted to. He is diligent and kind, but Master Roshi is diligent and kind too, but he's also perverted. The fact that you went that route, and I was gonna say, like, Chris, let's not go that route. This is Avatar, not DBZ. But then I was kind of like, you know what? No, I'm gonna play into that. That was playing into your character and leading. You did a really great job on that one. Definitely did a great job. I'd like to see, and your role against those three guys, I'm definitely going to have to put your character, try to see if I can get your character forced, or at least try to make it to where your character is forced to do some earthbending, because I would like to see if we can see something awesome with him, because with the fact that those three guys looked at him and go, we're not down with this, because I actually did fail that roll pretty hard. And it was unintentional. So they didn't have any fatigue to really cross off, and they don't have any conditions to take because they weren't really any good. They just weren't that important NPCs is the real reason. But I think we are gonna see. I want to see some growth out of Go Long as he turns into potentially. I want to see him become the best Earthbender in the future sessions. I think he can do that by the year's end, because I think we're gonna see some stuff out of your character. But that's that. But the nicest thing, the positive thing I did want to touch base on is how you leaned into your character. You leaned into the aspects of your character, and you led with that character into the role playing. That was good. And then Kavik. Okay, so Tails, pretty much the same thing. You leaned into his personality really good. What I think would his personality be, being obsessive and determined. You didn't lean into him with the original backstory that we planned on, but I didn't mind how you leaned into him. I'm not sure where you're going to go with him. So there's a little bit of mystery with him, and I like the mystery. So
I didn't know if I was supposed to spill all the backstory. Yeah, that was my bad.
you don't. Oh,
at
actually,
the
you don't
beginning.
have to. Actually, you don't have to. You created that mystery
okay.
that I know, and the audience will probably find out that he really did idolize Vejik originally, and you're just dealing with your water tribe's current political agenda, current political issues. But the fact that how you're playing your character, with that backstory right there, I think is awesome. So that is one thing. You did lean into who he was. I'd like to see you going further lean into more of, well, I don't know, actually. You are playing the hammer, but you are playing him with his nice, determined demeanor. So, and you're not shy, so you are leaning into his personality traits pretty good. I think just keeping that mystery for our characters is going to be a good thing going forward. So that's the positive thing. Next I'm gonna go Tails. You want to go next?
Yeah. I enjoyed I can't think of his name.
Funy.
Yeah, Funy. His sort of aloof demeanor, how he's definitely torn between family duty and personal growth and agenda and finding himself. It'll be
Personal
fun to see
tradition.
where he goes.
both
Yeah.
personal and cultural traditions. Yeah, he's having a hard time with that.
But I feel like he'll be a fun character to see develop and grow. And then, while I haven't actually met Chris's character in the session yet, I do enjoy his methodology and sticking to the whole master pupil vibe dynamic, I guess you could say, instead of like deviating or doing anything kind of crazy. And I do enjoy the way he executes his technique. So yeah, I look forward to actually meeting him.
Okay. And what about yourself? Your character.
Oh man, I've never been good at these. Why would you do this to me? Anyway, Kavik, I don't know. He seems pretty fun. I enjoy playing as a waterbender. I think because whereas I'm used to being more sneaky or forceful characters, I think the element of water requires a degree of grace and self-control and forethought that most people don't really consider until you start to actually think about water.
Okay. I will agree with that. I like that. All right, very good. And Chris, it's your turn.
Uh, I don't know. I have horrible. I'm horrible at stuff like this.
But it is part. Sadly, if you read the rules, it is part of the game.
I hate you. With Puny, I kind of enjoyed how he took to Onyx rather quite nicely. He wasn't turned off by him. He actually kind of seemed like a nice animal lover with Onyx. And
I'm trying to give him. Well, that feeds into the caring demeanor. So yeah, I was really leaning hard into what I think his personality would be even with animals.
It'll be kind of interesting to see how Onyx is going to be our little mascot for the group, because he had Appa for the Avatar team, and now we got Onyx for ours.
Fun fact, that was by mistake. It occurred to me when you had this pet, your pet can earthbend, so that was by mistake. But then I was like, now that I know he can earthbend,
Did you forget badger moles?
I kind of did leading up to him. Like, as you were talking about him, it occurred to me, like, literally this week, like, as we were leading into this, I didn't know how you were going to lead Onyx into the scenes, but when you were leading him into the scenes, I'm like, okay, you know what? This motherfucker can earthbend. I'm going to self-screw with Chris. I got to. I honestly, unfortunately, I think I failed at releasing the reins a little bit. I had to take back, so I had to like put my hands on your hands, like I'm teaching you to fly a plane, because Onyx, I'm sorry, I like the idea of having a badger mole. And you were the only character that came up with a pet so far. I didn't think they'd come up with a pet. I don't think Tails did. And when we made you, I didn't even think you were going to come up with a pet. But then you said, I want a badger mole. It just, I'm like, I'm all right. This is it. I'm flowing with it.
I bet it's gonna be fun.
It is. It is.
Yeah, I think for me, it's just I don't even understand the really many of the animals of the Avatar world besides air bison.
There's the air bison. There's the badger mole. There's the
lemurs. I want a lemur so bad.
The lemurs. There's the oh god, I just named it during it's a bear type.
Oh yeah, I know it. Yeah. Then there's the polar bear dogs. There's a lot. And you know what? I think there's even more. We could probably even add some ourselves, because that's just the fun of this world. So I think we're gonna see more of that. But let's not take this away from Chris. Chris, you mentioned Funi. So next, do another one. You got to do 2 more.
I don't know what I can really say about Kivik, because I just haven't had time to interact with him like I have with Funi.
If I can interrupt you for just a minute and say something about that, I like the fact that your 2 characters have not met, and the one person that might be connecting you guys is the one person who's not a leader at all, because he's kind of torn himself between 2 separate cultures, his personal beliefs and his own traditions. He's got to find a way to take all of that and put it into one, so he's got a lot on his plate. But at the same time, he is the only character that's met both of you.
And who knows? Maybe he can develop. Maybe he can develop into a leader because of that shared culture and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly. That is interesting to see going forward. All right, and then yourself.
I'm looking forward to continue on with Golong and develop him into what his destiny will be, whatever that will be.
Oh, I think I know what your destiny is going to be. I think it's going to be, you're going to become one. I think depending on your roles and how we see your character develop based on what you get going forward, how you act and everything, I think I can see him. And when I was playing as Master Laomu, I could see it. I think Master Laomu does see Golong becoming the best earthbender in this era. It may not happen while your character's young. Your character may have to... It may actually happen outside of story, but you could become a better earthbender than him.
We'll see.
So far, he has gotten you with a couple sneak attacks, and you had nothing to do against it. So... but he does have faith in you. I feel like he does have faith in you. He sees something, and he's got the wisdom behind it. So the one thing I do want to mention, though, we left out one character, Onyx. I'm sorry, that little badger mole is gonna develop into an NPC party character. It's gonna be a NPPC, non-player player character. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I definitely am looking forward to playing this again with you guys. We are supposed to play Sunday. I know Monday Tails is busy. Sunday we're good for Sunday, right?
I don't have any plan. Well, yeah, I don't have any plan. I maybe Sunday.
Okay. I'll get with you guys on that to make sure we're good to continue, because I know I got work off coming up because of the holiday, so I kind of want to play on Sunday. definitely get this going again. So, all right. So for everyone who's actually tuned in and joined us, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. It's a little different from our usual because we're not really hacking and slashing. We're doing a lot of role playing, a little bit of battling, but nothing major happened. And I really sucked at that roll against those bad guys. So unfortunately, yes, they
4 of those bad guys, you mean?
3 of them. Yeah, it's like they really got the. I got
They got
so
scared
crap into
off by
that
a
roll.
17-year-old.
Yeah, a 17-year-old. It was the confidence he was exuding without actually having confidence. Or the fact that an old man will let a small child battle for him while he drinks tea. It could have been a number of things. I'm not going to say what they saw because it could have been anything. I'm going to leave that for the audience to guess. You guys can leave comments on this video about what you think those guys saw when they saw a 17-year-old earthbender, just approach them and do what his master told him to do. And come up with whatever you guys want. Leave comments below. Like and subscribe. And remember to work hard, play hard. Game on, everybody. You guys all have a great and wonderful evening. And thank you for tuning in.